오늘 English on the go 영상을 통해서 만나볼 수 있는 단어들 중에서 3개만 예습하겠습니다. 첫 번째는요. terrible인데요. 형편없는 또는 끔찍한, 소름 끼치는 이란 뜻을 가지고 있고요. 두 번째, flow, 흐르다를 가리킵니다. 그리고 마지막으로 publisher, 출판을 하는 사람인 것 같지만 일반적으로는 출판사, 회사를 뜻합니다. 이 3개의 단어들 발음 연습해 보시죠.
Okay, so let's practice our pronunciation. Repeat after me. The first one is terrible. 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 Okay? And the next one is flow. 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 Okay? And the final one is publisher. 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 Okay, so before we move on to watching, I'd like to introduce someone you guys all know. Her name is Lucy. She's from the UK, and she's going to tell us about a time when her friend asked her for advice. So, let's watch.
So my best friend is this amazing writer. She writes really nice magazine articles, and I always follow her blogs. But recently she wrote this new book, and she asked me for my advice on it. She usually does ask me for my advice. So I read it, but the book was terrible. It didn't flow right, I didn't understand parts. So I gave her some advice to maybe edit it a little bit before she sends it to the publishers. Because if they were to read it how it was, if they just wouldn't like it, it wouldn't fly.
네, 루시 씨의 친구가 평소에는 아주 멋진 글을 쓰는 사람인데 이번에만큼은 책이 별로 마음에 안 들었다.
Yeah, it
뭐 이런.
wasn't that good,
예.
so.
네, 그래서 좀 수정을 한 다음에 출판사에 보내라라는 조언을 친구에게 해줬다고 합니다. 네, 재미있는 표현들이 들어있는 문장들 골라봤는데요. 첫 번째로 어떤 문장 볼까요?
Okay, so the first one is, but recently she wrote this new book and she asked me for my advice on it. But recently, she wrote this new book and she asked me for my advice on it.
네, 그 친구가 최근에 어떤 새로운 책을 썼는데 저한테 조언을 구했어요 라는 이야기죠. 네, 조언을 구했는데 여기서 조언이라는 말이 advice인데요. advice와 관련해서 또 굳어진 표현이 있습니다. 그래서 한번 정리해보면 advice는 조언인데 뭐뭐에 대한 조언이라고 할 때 우리가 직역을 하면서 하는 실수가 advice about라고 쓰고 싶어져요. 왜냐하면 뭐뭐에 대한 조언이니까 대해서 about 공식처럼 외워지게 되죠. 그렇지만 영어에서는 advice on을 훨씬 더 자주 씁니다. 그래서 advice on 하면 뭐뭐에 대한 조언 advice on 이거 예문으로 하나 보시겠습니다.
Okay, so for example, you could say something like, I would appreciate your advice on that matter. I would appreciate your advice on that matter.
그 문제에 대한 당신의 조언을 듣고 싶습니다. 조언해 주신다면 감사하겠습니다. 라는 말이죠. advice 뒤에 on을 그냥 아예 하나의 세트로 묶어서 생각하시면 좋을 것 같아요. You can say other things too, but like, for example, advice in relation to or regarding.
But
yeah, advice on.
is
yeah.
best, yeah. Advice on, my new project. Advice on my paper. Advice on my blah, 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 blah.
네, 이걸 좀 더 자연스럽게 기억하고 싶으시다면
Yeah.
there's a matter and your advice or somebody's advice is sprinkled on that matter. 네, 그래서 뭔가 뿌려지는 느낌으로
So weird.
네, 조언을 뿌리는 느낌으로 생각을 해보시면 그 위에 네, 덮이겠죠? 그래서 advice on이 자연스럽습니다. 다음 문장 볼까요?
Okay, so the next one is, she usually does ask me for my advice. She usually does ask me for my advice.
네, 평소에도 제 의견을 묻곤 하거든요 라고 하면서 she usually asks me for my advice라고 하지 않고 she usually does ask me for my advice라고 한 이유는 이제 그 비디오를 보는 사람들이
Right.
Does she usually do that?
Right.
네, 이렇게 질문을 할까 봐.
Right, of course, especially because, she mentioned before that her friend asked her for advice, so she's just letting you know, oh, she usually does ask me for my advice.
맞아요. 그래서 친구가 뭐 글을 굉장히 잘 쓰는 친구인데 이번에 책 썼는데 물어봤다. 이게 어쩌다 한 번 있는 일이었냐, 처음 있는 일이었냐, 그게 아니라 평상시에도 원래 질문, 그 조언을 달라고 하는데요. 그러면서 이야기를 좀 확인을 하고 넘어가고 싶어서 does를 써서 강조를 했고요. 여기서 공부할 표현은 ask가 들어간 ask someone, 보통 ask someone까지만 쓰면 누군가에게 묻다죠. ask Megan, 메간에게 묻다. ask 현우, 현우에게 묻다. 그런데 for 하면 이제 묻는 것보다는 이제 요청을 하는 것이 됩니다. ask someone for 무언가를 요청하다. 이것도 ask someone for 형태로 예문 하나 보시죠.
Okay, so for example, you can say, they might ask you for some help. They might ask you for some help.
그들이 당신에게 도움을 좀 요청할 수도 있어요. They might ask you for some help. 그냥 for help 빼고 they might ask you 하면 그 사람들이 너한테 물어볼 수도 있어.
They're like, okay, well, what are they going to ask?
네.
Like, it doesn't really give any details.
맞아요. 질문 이야기를 하는 것이 되다가 이제 for some help 하면 요청이 되는 거죠. Okay, let's move on to the next sentence.
Okay, so the next sentence is, because if they were to read it how it was, because if they were to read it how it was,
왜냐하면 출판사 사람들이 이 책을 지금 그 상태로 읽게 되면 이라는 말인데요. 여기서 공부해 볼 표현이 두 군데가 있습니다. 첫 번째가 이제 if they were to라는 부분이에요. if they were to. 이것은 꼭 they가 아니어도 if I were to, if you were to 주어를 바꿔도 상관없는데 일단 they로 보자면 만약 그들이 뭐뭐 하게 된다면 이런 뜻이에요. 만약 그들이 뭐뭐 하게 된다면 if 붙었고 were 붙었기 때문에 사실은 그렇게 하지 않을 확률이 더 높을 때 이런 말을 씁니다. if they were to 뭐뭐 하게 된다면 예문으로 만나보시죠.
okay, so for example, you can say, if they were to enter our market, we would lose a lot of customers. If they were to enter our market, we would lose a lot of customers.
이것을요, 그냥 일반 아주 그 평범한 가정문으로 if they enter our market 뒤에 오는 말이 좀 달라질 거예요. If they enter our market, we will lose a lot of customers. 그렇지만 아직 그냥 it's just a supposition.
Right.
그렇게-
Something that's not, you know, like going to happen, just a thought, so
네.
were.
그냥 생각만 해보는 거기 때문에 if they were to라는 말을 쓰는 거죠. If they were to, 만약 우리의 시장에 그들이 진입을 하게 된다고 한다면 우리는 이럴 것입니다. 가정 상황입니다. We would lose a lot of customers. 고객을 많이 잃을 거예요. 라는 말이 되겠고요. 자, 이 문장에서 because if they were to read it how it was 이 부분에서 또 공부해 볼 표현은 맨 뒤에 나왔죠? how it was 부분인데요. how it was는 여기서는 이제 과거형이었기 때문에 how it was였지만 현재로 돌려서 보면 how it is 그것이 어떠한지란 뜻이 아니고 있는 그대로 지금 이 상태로를 뜻합니다. 예문으로 먼저 보시죠.
Okay, so for example, you can say, I can't let you see my room how it is. I can't let you see my room how it is.
이것을 보고 잘못 번역하면
Right.
제 방이 어떤지
Ah,
how my room is 이렇게 오해할 수도 있어요.
right.
그게
But
아니고.
it's not that.
네.
It just means right now the 상태 of my room, okay, you cannot see that.
네. 그래서 how it is를 바꿔서 뭐 as it is, 또는
Right.
as is 하셔도 또는 in the current state.
Right, in the current state
네.
as well.
네. 그래서 현재 상태로란 뜻이에요. 그래서 현재 상태로 지금 이 상태로는 제 방을 보여드릴 수가 없어요.
Yeah. First, let me go and clean it,
Yeah.
okay, and you come back in 10 minutes.
Yeah, or 10 hours.
Yeah.
First, let me go in, throw everything away. You
Yeah.
can come in 10 hours. Yeah, and sometimes my room can get really messy
Really?
too.
Because you have a baby, huh?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe because of him or maybe because of
Just
me.
because of you, huh?
Anyway,
Messy person. You are one messy person.
thank you for the compliment. I hope that is. So that was the last expression that we wanted to cover, and it is time for a little review.
That's right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to review these sentences by watching each one 2 times each. So let's watch.
But recently she wrote this new book and she asked me for my advice on it. But recently she wrote this new book and she asked me for my advice on it. She usually does ask me for my advice. She usually does ask me for my advice. Because if they were to read it how it was, because if they were to read it how it was, because if they were to read it how it was, because if they were to read it how it was.
Okay, so since we've gone over those sentences, now it's time for us to watch the whole clip in its entirety from start to finish. There will be English subtitles so you can read and follow along. Let's watch.
So my best friend is this amazing writer. She writes really nice magazine articles and I always follow her blogs. But recently she wrote this new book and she asked me for my advice on it. She usually does ask me for my advice. So I read it, but the book was terrible. It didn't flow right, I didn't understand parts. So I gave her some advice to maybe edit it a little bit before she sends it to the publishers. Because if they were to read it how it was, if they just wouldn't like it, it wouldn't fly.
네, 오늘도 다양한 표현들 소개했습니다. 그중에서 하나만 기억하고 싶다면 오늘의 takeaway 문장입니다.
Okay, so today's takeaway is that's not going to fly. That's not going to fly.
That's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
네.
That ain't gonna fly. If you want to be from the south like me.
그래서 그건 어림없어, 안 돼, 뭐 허용해 줄 수 없어, 허락해 줄 수 없어 라고 할 때 안 통해, 다양한 뜻이 되겠습니다. 허락해 줄 수 없다, 그것은 가능성이 없다라는 뜻이죠. That's not going to fly. But if you study with EBSe 생활영어, study English with us, everything can fly.
Yes, everything can fly. So make sure you visit us online so you can download the scripts and dialogue so that way that you can improve your English even better.
네, 저희는 다음 시간에 더 유익한 내용으로 또 찾아뵙겠습니다. 여러분, 안녕히 계세요.
Bye, have a
Bye-bye.
nice day.